Hello, all 156 piss babe she's and piss babe NBs. Welcome.
156?
Yeah, we have one fan per episode.
Oh, okay.
Because this is episode 156 of
The
Judgies. I'm Josh.
I'm Rick.
And I'm Christian.
Oh.
Back
And I'm
in
Christian.
back in monster than ever. We're drinking hard monsters.
The beast is unleashed.
Did you know that that's the lines there? It's actually 1, 2, 3. If you add them all up,
That's the Antichrist,
Yeah.
if you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
that's absolutely right.
Did you see that? Some fucking stupid ass politician tried to say that Pride Month, and then they erased letters until it was just demon.
Yeah, it's badass, actually.
That's the issue with the conservatives trying to make like leftist stuff, and obviously existing as a non-straight person isn't political, but it just sounds badass.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a gay little demon. What of it?
Yes, correct.
But they try to say that Target was selling like a shirt that said like Satan respects my pronouns or something, which is like they should.
I would
That's a
love
sick
that.
shirt. That's an awesome shirt.
Target's not selling that.
No.
Sorry to break it to you guys. Target's not that cool.
No, Target's lame.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Unfortunately, now we all have to spend money at Target to counteract the stupid boycotting of Target.
Did we
It's
see-
like when we had to
no.
start drinking Bud Light, even though we all know Bud Light is dog shit.
Did you see the conservative freak out? This is just a politics episode, by the way, about Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
Chick-fil-A hired a new diversity and inclusion leader.
Soon enough, we're gonna have semen glazed in the
They said-
lemonade or
they're-
something.
Who is saying this?
some fucking unhinged person on Twitter, but it blew up, and so now.
So now we like Chick-fil-A?
Well, that's the thing is like, I mean, listen, I don't think anybody was not going to Chick-fil-A, but it's like now
I wasn't. I
now
literally haven't been since I found that out.
This is true. Erika has denied Chick-fil-A on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
but it's just like,
But I
okay.
still go to Hobby Lobby, so
well, that's because you agree with them more.
no.
Let me steal artifacts.
But now it's like, yeah, now conservatives are boycotting.
It got to their
Chick-fil-A.
head. They saw one number where like it worked, and now they're doing it to every single brand, and they're gonna soon realize that it's
Yeah.
losing momentum with every single additional boycott. So.
Right. Also, it didn't work. with
Yeah,
Bud Light,
I mean, it was somebody looking at the wrong number,
Yeah.
but
which is very funny. But we don't just talk politics on this podcast. We also podcast on this podcast. And we've done that for a whole another third year.
Joshua, I don't know if you've learned anything from this last year, but apparently I'm the most political person there is, so
That was this year that started.
I know.
and
It's crazy.
very true.
Is it? I mean, I did start it today, but like,
Actually, I don't think it did start this year. It just missed it on the year. But you are very political. Everything about you is political. That was the most right-leaning wink I've ever seen.
well, it was my
Editor,
right eye.
editor,
Hold on,
please.
let me redo it.
And you were leaning. Okay, that was a left-leaning link.
That was too hot. What was up with that one?
Oh, because it was my mouth was open a little bit. Oh, sorry.
Now give us a centrist wink.
Sensuous?
Centrist.
Centrist.
Yeah.
Got it.
Perfect, right? We play both sides. That way, always sunny quote. That way, always come out on top. So, of course, this is our year review episode. We're going to look back on the previous year, and then we're going to spring forward into an even better fourth year.
Yeah. Did we bring the vision board? Oh, we forgot the vision board.
Did you see that Ladies in Tangents are going on? What? They're going on tour.
Yeah, Christian told me. Very happy for them.
I know.
I'm very jealous.
We need to get with them and figure that out.
And
See
If
how
they're
doing
performing
it.
in Chicago, then let us open for you.
I need to know who their fucking booking agent is.
Let us
Jerry,
open for
Sierra.
you, Jerry and Sierra. It's rude of you to not let us open for
Let's
you.
do a tight 5-minute pod to open up for you.
Don't worry, I'll text them because we're friends now.
Wow, flexing.
Been on their
3
pod
years of
twice,
flexing.
so
All in the last year.
we're besties.
Very happy for you. It was all in the last year. I don't know if that's true. It's not true.
Both
It was-
Mother's Days.
Yeah.
I couldn't raise my hand up enough because I thought I was going to hit Erika.
All right, now are we
I'll
ready to go on
strike
track,
you.
or do we have any other
Yeah.
interjections?
I mean, I can think of some stuff.
We don't need it. It's already going to be a long episode.
Oh.
Because what we do is we pick each of our top 3 favorite stories from the year, and then we reread our favoriteest one. Who wants to go first?
Me.
Of course she does. Now,
You know what? Never mind.
are you going to read your 3?
Nope.
Or do you have it
I'm not-
saved?
Nope.
This is insane. I was allowing you to do it. I don't know.
But it's the attitude that you had with it.
I was just trying to get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
The ball is not rolling, and we need it to be rolling.
Let me grease up the ball a little bit here.
Let me pull it up then.
No, he's got it prepared.
No,
He
I
said
don't.
read it out.
I was laughing at your greasing ball noise.
Gross. So my top favorite story of the year.
Did you know gum floats in Hard Monster?
Hey, we all float somewhere.
Down here.
My top favorite story of the year was from episode 105.
Why would you start with your top favorite? We lead up to the top favorite. And what any top 3 do you ever see where they start at 1?
That's a pretty good point.
That's a very good point.
That's a good point. Whatever, Joshua. Good one, Joshua.
Thank you.
Maybe I was trying to go against the grain.
We pave our own path here on the Judgies. That's why we're 7 minutes into this almost.
All right, I have. What do you want? A top 3? You said. Yeah. I only have 4. That's what I wanted to make sure.
That's fine. That's perfect. I'm a little stinker. I also have 4.
So let's see. Number 4. I'm gonna go with episode 127.
Okay.
Yelled out to boyfriend after he lied to make me leave my best friend's wedding. Do you remember?
The boyfriend
Yes!
pretended to be like in a car accident
Yeah, he like broke his leg.
and then ignored her calls all night.
She went to the hospital and he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yep. And then my next one would probably be told my boyfriend to stop spitting in our food while cooking to add extra flavor.
Insane.
And
Insane that
does
we
make
have
a-
multiple spitting in food stories.
Right?
Or it's like, why are people spitting in food?
Well, to get the texture right. Did you not listen to that story?
That's
Exactly.
true. Cupcake frosting.
My number 2. This is going to be controversial.
Okay.
Episode. Did I say that 137 for the last one?
I don't know.
You
Well,
did now.
The spitting in food was one from episode 137. This controversial take that I have is from episode 135.
Okay.
Don't want my husband to go to his ex's funeral.
Very well. You were drunk that episode.
I was, and I got so much shit for my takes on that. But y'all stopped listening to me. I said that it was. What do you mean, no?
I would never stop listening to you. Continue.
It's a good man.
The only time I disagree with my wife is when she's saying I'm not a good husband. Actually,
That's fair, but I would never say that because he's a good husband.
Out loud.
I disagree with that.
Well,
One of us always disagrees when he's a good husband. One of us always disagrees when he's a bad husband.
Yeah. This is
anyway, everybody was mad at me because I said that he was rude for breaking up with her literally seconds after she gave birth, like in the hospital.
rough. No. That's a different story, isn't
No,
it?
it's not.
You just talked about going to the husband's
fuck.
funeral.
You're correct.
That whole episode was very good, and you had a lot of takes that people did not like on it, which they're dumb and wrong and bad.
My takes.
I'll never say.
Somebody's take.
The ex's funeral. Oh, I did. Okay.
The same episode though.
Same episode. I stand by all my vibes.
Okay.
And then my number 1,
There it is.
episode 105,
Yeah.
wanted to be the second pillar.
That's right. And so now we're just gonna rip the. I ripped the audio. I did a little bit of editing because we talked about this for a lot,
Yeah.
and we'll just sit here and react to it.
Editor.
I don't got that on this board.
Editor!
Editor, please.
This was episode 105 with Ghost Honey as the guest, so you'll hear his little voice on the sound waves as well.
My 25 male friends, 25 female boyfriend, so my friend's boyfriend,
Yep.
Okay.
26 male, won't let me be a part of the relationship, even though it's not sexually or romantically, and we agreed on it.
Okay.
Okay.
So that just means you're being a friend, right?
I was really good friends with this girl, Audrey, and had a crush on her. She seemed to like me back until she got a new boyfriend. I was unhappy and said I couldn't be her friend anymore because of my feelings, and she admitted that her behavior towards me was misleading. She didn't want to stop being friends, so I suggested I be a part of the relationship.
Bad suggestion.
She eventually said yes, and we came up with an agreement. Any comments for this first paragraph?
Bad
Who
suggestion.
solicited the relationship invite? The friend or
I was very
or Audrey?
confused.
She didn't want to stop being friends, so I suggested I be a part of the relationship.
So Audrey is the relationship maker.
Yes.
And then eventually Bethany said, okay, fine.
No.
Oh,
Dumbass.
I'm still misunderstanding.
Yes.
Idiot.
My 25 male, so the OP is 25 male.
Okay.
Oh, I thought Audrey was the OP.
No, Audrey is not the OP.
I'm lost. Okay, we need names here.
He was
OP's
not paying
name.
attention.
I
Tyler,
never got
do
an OP name for a 25-year-old male.
Kenny
No pressure, Tyler.
Chesney. Why was that the first name that popped in my head?
I like you looked over your shoulder to a room full of plants and said, Kenny Chesney.
All right, so Kenny is OP.
Is Kenny standing there? Blink if Kenny is in your house right now.
Very good episode.
Straining to keep
Just
my
bringing me
eyes
back.
open.
All right, so OP is Kenny. The girl is Audrey. What's Audrey's boyfriend's name?
Matt.
Matt?
Yeah.
All right.
Classic boyfriend name.
Okay. Not where sex or romance was involved, but I would be invited to all dates that didn't happen at Audrey or Matt's house.
Okay.
I would be invited to Valentine's Days, but no kissing, but hugging or cuddling, etc. 2 times a week was fine. We made up a list of things I would be involved with.
I forgot.
And we
how
went on our
insane this guy
first
was.
date together last week. Audrey said she showed Matt the list and he seemed fine with it.
Okay.
Edit.
Okay.
The list also includes some other cute stuff. It was 30 promises I made to her, but the others aren't relevant to this situation.
A true romantic, honestly.
30's a lot.
I thought it went well. I
No
ordered a
Martin Luther
salmon
reference,
steak and was
Christian?
talking to both of them equally about their
Think it comes in
individual
later.
roles in the relationship and the future. I paid for our desserts and initiated a toast at the end with wine that I also paid for. I said if they wanted to go back to one of their houses, that was okay, and I knew I wasn't invited to that.
Okay.
But to let me know how it went, so I'm not totally out of the loop.
This is an insane dynamic going on, right?
I told you guys this was juicy.
I'm still
We're just
confused.
getting into it.
I'm still confused how Kenny talked his way into this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused.
I do need to be aware if there was a mutual orgasm or not. That's the only thing I'm interested in as the third wheel.
They did this, and
Oh,
that
freak.
night Audrey texted me saying her boyfriend Matt isn't happy that I was there.
It's like hearing about cum.
She said he even wanted to break up or cancel any date that was not at one of their
Jizz,
places.
perhaps?
I was distraught and said I couldn't be friends with her, and that Matt sounds like he's trying to split us up. She said she will talk to him, but doesn't think he'll budge. I said he seems controlling, and she got mad. I don't know if I can go to the next date now, which is on Saturday.
Shoot.
That's a real bummer.
Damn, we were going to go to another nice steakhouse.
What can I do to show him that I'm a good guy and an asset to the relationship? Should I just find out where they're going and show up?
No.
How is that your solution?
Bro.
That might be the worst thing you could do.
Yes.
All right, so then there's an edit. Says, people think I want to make Matt poly. I don't, and I won't hit on it, Audrey. I just want to be there for the relationship, as I am just as important as Matt, just in different ways. I even said at the restaurant that me and him are like 2 pillars holding up a monument.
There it
to
is.
the Audrey.
Classic.
Oh, well.
Which I thought was clever and would help him to see this was a good idea.
No, I don't think
I
that
don't
was
think
gonna-
so. I think you're misunderstanding what Matt feels about the situation.
I just kind of think if the 30 promises didn't work on him, you saying that you're the second pillar isn't going to help either.
Not
All
yet.
right, so here's some comments that Kenny makes from, this is like what he posted in the comment section.
Okay.
I see your point that I'm not taking their feelings into account much yet, but that's because they haven't given it a fair chance. So they can't have true feelings this early on. Matt doesn't know me personally, so he views me as lesser than him and an annoyance, thinking he is all that Audrey needs. But we are both equally important, and he needs to understand that. We are 2 pillars holding up Audrey. Without
Really?
either of us, she would crumble down.
Well, that's
Oh,
that's
Yikes.
bad. At first, it was like it felt like you needed her, and now you're saying that she needs you, and it's gotten weird. You somehow flipped the script.
When
She
we-
is a fragile, fragile woman, and she cannot stand for herself. It's the year 2022. Women haven't figured that out yet. Mm-hmm. Incredibly
When we
good
sit
take
down to
from
eat
me.
on Saturday
2022?
after they've had a cinema date without me, which I'm not happy about, but I'll let that
British.
slide.
They saw Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and I'm kind of upset. Okay,
I will.
We could have our own multiverse. Our relationship's like a multiverse. We're going in and out of each other's lives.
I will talk to each of them about what they'd like all of our roles to be and ask them to be completely honest. I will take into account what Matt says and take on board criticism, as long as he is willing to listen to me and can try to meet me halfway. I'm not trying to claim her, but without a pillar, a monument crumbles.
he's so into this
he's
analogy.
Yeah, he's really stuck on the imagery
A
there.
little too into it.
And then his next comment says, okay, I at least want Matt to give it a chance before saying I can't go on most of the dates. He at least owes me that as Audrey's best friend and the other pillar who holds her up with him.
God.
We are equally important as without both of us, she would crumble. I'll talk with him at the meal on Saturday and we can come to a compromise. Maybe I could arrange the date and treat them both once a month. I am her best friend, so there's no other guy to join our dates. But I have a guy friend who I would let come if he wanted to.
You're trying to expand. Audrey needs 3 pillars. Hear me out.
The thing is, the structural integrity of 2 pillars could be compromised unless you have one pillar horizontally at the bottom. You got to have the third pillar is important.
Right.
And that's
Nature's-
just simple architecture.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nature's most stable structure is a 3-footed base.
Are you ready for one of his rudest comments?
Okay. I don't know.
Yes.
If I followed the advice of crack addicts, I would never be in a relationship. Yet I've never had a shortage of opportunities because I trust myself more than basement dwellers.
Get a Where different did the relationship crack addict come from?
Who knows? This dude sucks.
Crack addict and basement. I feel like, okay. So just implying that he knows what's best. That he doesn't need advice. I came to relationship advice for confirmation, not advice.
Correct. Yes.
I wanted to
most
Sounds
advi-
do.
like the community was not
Yeah.
for his pillar analogy.
Yes.
It's also weird for him to say, I can get a relationship just fine. I don't need this. I just think Audrey needs this.
I'm doing it for
Without
her.
me, she would crumble.
Yeah.
It appears they both don't want me to be a big part of the relationship, which hurts after we already decided on it. I went at the time I assumed the meal would be, only to not see them there. Or be able to get in as I didn't have a reservation.
Assuming a time.
I
is
waited
crazy.
outside for a while and they never showed or replied to my texts or calls.
What?
I went home and messaged them both about how I felt the relationship was very one-sided and we needed everyone to be happy. I sent a photo of the list of my involvement saying I could compromise. Matt just straight up told me he didn't want me in their relationship and said neither did Audrey.
Okay.
She just didn't want to tell me. I argued that it's not only their decision since we already agreed on it.
Who gives you the right?
You signed a binding contract.
And it was already keeping my weekends free for them.
That's sad.
But as I wasn't going to be asked
That's
on
so
dates,
sad.
I just wanted Audrey to hang out with me on the day she wasn't with him. So I messaged Audrey saying, since she hung out with him today, why doesn't she come to my place for dinner tomorrow? She said she needed to study. I said, why didn't she study today instead of hanging out with Matt? And that I feel the relationship is very one-sided. She said, well, I'm her friend. She doesn't see me as part of their relationship, which hurt a lot because I thought I was doing my best. I
That's
offered to
fucked
go to
up.
hers and cook for her and help her with studying. She still said no to that, saying she needs to concentrate. I haven't pushed it further, but I'm in two minds whether to just go because I do need to talk to her about this.
Yikes. Oh my God.
I'm worried she might be depressed or that Matt might be controlling her as she won't even hang out with me as a friend anymore since she's been with him.
She's literally telling you, I don't want to be around you. That's not Matt.
I've written a really long letter to her explaining everything. So maybe I should post that through her door instead of going in person in case she doesn't answer
Fucking
or Matt is
psychopath.
there.
This guy's giving
Why
real
do I
mark.
feel like
Oh, go
I
ahead.
feel like the letter is made from like cutout letters from magazines.
Uh-huh.
I'm getting that vibe.
Absolutely
This is
that
very much
vibe.
turning into a horror movie.
Yeah.
tied tight with the lock of Audrey's hair that she didn't know she was missing.
Ew.
So he responds and says, when I got to the restaurant,
might
they
have cut
weren't
out the
there
Martin
unless they were
Luther bit.
hiding in
I'm
the back
pissed.
somewhere. I don't know if creepy
That's
is the
normal.
word, but
That's normal.
it has upset and made me feel unsettled.
He thinks they're being creepy from hiding from him.
Uh-huh.
They're being real weirdos about this. I don't know, guys.
Then he says, I'm her best friend and support only. I'm straight. If they want to have a date to have sex, they can. And I won't be at their houses for dates that involve sex.
Okay.
Then he says, in the list, we came up with one rule was I would be present for all dates that were in public settings and not at their houses. I went to one at a restaurant looking my best and acting my best. And now apparently that rule's gone down the drain for no reason. So I'm unsure what to do.
I love the implication that he's gone to other dates not acting his best. Like now, sometimes I act like 60% my best. I'm just kind of a shitter.
Then somebody said that Audrey and Matt need to get a restraining order. And then he replied with, that's not a good thing to do to your childhood friend. I've been there for her through thick and thin. I'm going to be walking her down the aisle one day. She needs to think about how comfortable I will be doing that, knowing what Matt is like now. I'm just as important, but in a different way. I just need her to see that. But I think going to her house tomorrow might be a bad idea.
This is going to sound a little out of left field, but I think it's a bad idea.
Then he says, she told me she wanted me to be her best man and walk her down the aisle if her dad wasn't around by the time she got married. In return, she was going to be my best man at my wedding and possibly do the same. I don't think Matt is creepy. I just don't like how he's treated me. I've posted the letter this morning, so now it's a waiting game.
Oh.
This is...
Okay. Let's gather our
There's a
thoughts.
lot going on here.
I'm so frightened for their safety.
Right?
Yes. It seems he's a little unwell.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
put,
be at her
Christian.
side, and Matt is at her other side. Together, we're the pillars holding her up.
Get the pillars out of here, man.
I'm going to respect her boundaries, though, since people have brought them up. I'd like for Matt to do the same, but doubt he will, and she will be fine with that. But I'll back off and not go visit her at all unless she says it's okay. And I'll say she only has to read the letter when she feels like hearing me out, so there's no pressure. So somebody asks in the comments, are you trying to be the third pillar in a two-people relationship? That's weird. He goes, no, I'm the second pillar, the best friend. Her boyfriend is the other pillar, and she is the monument we're holding up, supporting. I write poetry, so I'm very good at metaphors. And I like to drop them into conversation once in a while.
I would have never guessed that.
Just once in a while. So yeah, that's the story.
Absolutely wild
He's
ride.
insane.
Oh, God.
I
The
hope
pillars.
they're still alive.
Yeah. Well,
I hope Matt and Aubrey did not get murdered.
yeah. That would be the best scenario.
Yeah. God. Just at one point he's like, the rules, and it's like, you wrote the rules. What
Yeah.
are you talking about?
Yeah, you can't write the rules, and then when people don't agree to them, you can't be upset about it.
Oh my God. And just so much of it. You're a scary person. They don't want you around anymore.
Yeah.
What a find.
I forgot how
Great
good of a
story, isn't it? My
He's-
episodes are the best.
He's just so poetic and so flowery with his words.
If you listen back to, because that was the first story you read, it took up, I think, 24 and a half minutes or something like that, with all the discussion that I cut out. I missed a part in the middle there where we discussed for like a minute and a half.
Yeah, I noticed. I'm pretty pissed about it.
Fuck. But
You can fix it in post.
you could tell how nervous you were to have Ghost Honey on, which was funny because
Yeah.
you could tell how nervous I was on like episode like 70 whatever when we had Sabrina on.
And you could tell how nervous I was on episode 156.
Nice. All right, Christian, speaking of you want to go next?
Not at all.
Well, you will.
I'm nervous. Top 3 for old Chrissy.
Start with the best one.
You want me to start with the best one?
No,
No, of
who
course
does
not.
that?
Number 3, Burger King foot lettuce. Episode 111. Today I fucked up by making a nut chart.
I was surprised by this pick.
You really?
Your picks are so different than Erika's, which is interesting.
Yeah.
It's weird that we're like different people.
Strange.
Here's the problem. I think it shows that my brain isn't always set up for content. Because Erika's stories are always bangers, and mine are like, oh, this one's silly.
This
goofy
one's
to
kind
me.
of silly. Yeah, a little peanut chart. Little guys jacking off and putting it on a wall.
Number 2, episode 121. Told my girlfriend to go goblin mode on my dick.
Beautiful.
Classic.
And this one I had to be on the list because I felt like we had so much goblin mode
Yeah. The year of the goblin.
reference.
Oh, absolutely. The Year of the Goblin.
Yeah.
It took us over for a month or two. So I had to be on the list.
I'm still goblin coded. The G in LGBTQ stands for goblin.
Okay.
What?
What are the other letters then? Idiot.
L is lesbian. It's the same.
Oh shit. And Christian's number 1 story.
What was that
Episode-
supposed to be?
That was a drum
That was
roll!
the worst drum roll I have ever heard.
It was a drum roll, but it was captured from a microphone of somebody hitting cherry keyboards on Fruity Loops to
Yeah.
activate the drum roll.
Yeah, that was me hitting my MIDI pads.
That was all gibberish to me. Just read your story.
Episode 107, Soup Tube.
The soup tube.
This one much shorter than the Pillars
Love
one.
to hear that.
But
Sorry.
very funny. Very funny story. Here it is. My 25 feet. I will say I was going to pick Pillars if you didn't.
Oh, that's a great story.
It had to be.
It had to be on there. This is iconic. Some would say monumental.
Some would say.
Boyfriend, 25 male, keeps asking me to invest in his soup tube business idea, and I am not sure how to deal with it.
Soup tube.
Soup tube.
Uh,
Quick guess. What's soup tube, Erika?
Soup in like Go-Gurt style.
Yeah, it's got to be Go-Gurt.
Okay, is that what you
Great
guys are both
idea.
going with?
Yeah, I definitely got to go with
It's
Go-Gurt.
wrong. I just want you to know
Oh,
that
shit.
going into it.
Is it just canned soup?
No,
but longer?
that's the thing.
But longer.
I have been
Got her
living with
both
my
times.
boyfriend for about 7 months. 2 weeks ago, he sat me down and presented a PowerPoint presentation with his business idea.
That's so much effort. I'm still trying to put the pieces together on what a soup tube could be.
Well,
Please tell me.
We're about to listen to this presentation.
I
almost said
knew
the
he'd
same
been
thing.
working on an idea, but he didn't want to tell me about it until it was finished. Based on his enthusiasm and his prior seemingly intelligent nature. Pretty fucking rude.
How bad of an idea is soup tube that you're like, my boyfriend, I thought he was smart. Turns out he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, it's long cans.
It's double tall cans, so it kind of looks more like a tube than a
Won't
can.
fit in your shelf, you know.
You know those things that we've completely streamlined to fit in shelves? Let's fuck that. I thought maybe it'd be a pretty cool idea.
A little bit too much commentary left in
Instead, he presented to me an idea about soup tubes. The idea, if you can call it that, is to construct a series of tubes throughout our city that leads to a centralized soup kitchen. For a monthly subscription, a customer can subscribe to a tube of soup, and a tube extension would be built off the nearest mainline tube and directly into the customer's apartment or home. Based on subscription level, that would determine the quantity of a soup a customer could pour and how many types of soup. The tubes are basically the size of pipes, like you might see under a sink, but he insisted that it must be called soup tube, not soup pipe. Tube just zings better.
It does. He's correct.
I agree with you. Your boyfriend's a fucking idiot.
Fucking idiot.
At first, I asked if he was crank yanking me or something. Obviously, the idea is completely insane.
I cut out the bit where we explained to you what crank yanking was.
I was still confused. I don't know what that is.
It's just prank calling. Kinda.
Okay.
The notion that the city would authorize somebody to construct a series of tubes everywhere that could carry soup into homes is, of course, ludicrous.
Mm-hmm.
And even if such an initiative were approved, the cost for such an operation would be ridiculous. You would have to charge outrageous prices for customers to install and subscribe to a soup tube.
Mm-hmm.
And who would pay for such a service when canned soup costs like $1 or $2? I get a little loosey-goosey. Sorry for the intercommentary. I get a little loosey-goosey on the back half of the story with soup puns, and I don't know if it was me being a little fucker or if the person wrote them in.
Okay.
I don't know if subscribe was on
it was
text.
good.
No, that's debatable.
I might have ad-libbed subscribe.
Subscribe's really good.
No, it's not. I am surprised I didn't boo you.
Well, you probably thought it was part of the story.
I still should have booed. I'm a boo you now.
Retroactive
Boo.
Well, that doesn't count on total booze that you did in year one, which we'll get to later. Or you can buy soup from a restaurant for a few dollars. I explained these things as politely as I could, but he dismissed them all and said that tube-based soup delivery is the wave of the future.
No, it is not.
Like Dippin' Dots.
Just like Dippin' Dots is
Stop,
the
Erika.
fucking future of ice cream. Fuck off.
It should have been.
He then asked me how much I wanted to invest.
I swear I'm not
and I
doing this
told him
on
nothing.
purpose.
And he looked absolutely heartbroken.
So sharks.
Since then, almost every day, he has asked again for me to invest, and he keeps trying to sell me on the idea. He's also doing the same thing to a lot of his friends.
Yikes.
It is starting to drive me up the wall. First, I'm at a loss as to how he can believe such a stupid idea is worthwhile. Second, it's really goddamn annoying to be asked on a daily basis to invest in a system of soup tubes. And he was on the nose. Soup pipes is just terrible.
That
Soup
is.
tubes is...
Soup pipes is terrible marketing. There's
Yes,
no zing
agreed.
to it.
And third, I'm also concerned for his sanity.
I am too.
Other than his apparent obsession with this, though, he has shown no other signs. I would like some advice as to how I can reason with him, or season with him, or whether I should even continue this relationship.
That was for sure you.
It's probably me.
That one was you.
It was the last one was probably me. I don't know about the subscribe.
The
was definitely
subscribe's so good. I can't tell if it was Josh or not.
It had to have been you. I feel like the OP was not on board with Soup Tube and would not be making jokes.
But if it was in his presentation to be like subscribe and she
Yeah.
was making fun of it, maybe. What a silly little story from Christian.
That was
Oh.
you reading.
Well, his
Oh, got it.
You really confused me
What
too.
is absolutely it's silly goofy.
I think it's a funny one.
It's a great story.
Very funny.
Oh no! I just remembered a maybe it wasn't even this year. Was the tunnel story from this year?
It was. That's where we got
I
this.
hit 3 too soon. Then
I don't know if it was. I don't know if it
tunnel
was.
story.
I read through all of our episodes and I didn't.
No,
that
I
didn't pop
think
out to
I
me.
think Tunnel Story must
Okay.
have been right before the new year. Or
Okay, because I was
new
like,
pod
man,
year.
that was a really good one too.
It was a very good story.
That was kind of in our spree of boyfriends going absolutely bonkers and
Yeah.
trying to pitch insane ideas to their partners, being like, this is totally normal and fine.
Yeah.
Don't you want to?
COVID really messed up people.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot.
Huh.
I think that's got to be it. Okay, and now for my top 4. Because I had like 9 written down, and then I canceled out the ones that we, lined up on, and then I trimmed it down. But I had to have all of these on here. Episode 124, Coming on My Partner's Blanket.
I
Oh my
almost
God.
picked that one.
Insane.
That was on
story.
your list.
It was on my list.
Was it? It's insane.
She
I thought
also
that was
originally had
such a
like
good
10
story.
picked out, and then we're like, we got to whittle this down.
Yeah.
That was a story so nice that we read it twice. Once privately.
Okay.
You read it to us after
Oh,
a recording.
I
and
did because
then-
it was fucking wild.
And then we read it again on the podcast, and we were still flabbergasted.
Yeah.
126. Honestly, this is a in my heart favorite, but I understand people don't like it. Lab partner from hell. The lab partner who
God.
got really, really happy that he had a female lab partner and painted in his mind that they would be boyfriend girlfriend in like 2 days.
Yeah.
And of course, the TikTok was just your guys' reactions for a minute and a half straight. And it did very well, but it did just seem like I was regaling a story about my college years.
Yeah. Well, it did feel pretty personal.
I was never in a lab. All my science labs were non-labs.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, I believe you.
131. Pro-life loser.
Ah, classic.
Huge for us on Instagram. That's what blew us up on
Yeah,
Instagram.
that started our blow up on Instagram was because people were like
And
so upset that we were making fun of a guy for being upset that he couldn't get laid because Roe v. Wade was overturned.
I was in a real dark place during that time.
Christian was pissed off at Instagram.
It was bad.
Basically, daily I was in a bad mood because I would just get 1,000 notifications from Instagram, and every time I'd read it, I'm like, you are a fucking idiot. Don't even look at our fucking content.
I made a TikTok on my personal TikTok just like reading some of the Instagram comments we got. And it did pretty well. I think it has like 6,000 views.
Okay.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
And then the one that we will be listening to tonight, a more recent one, episode 145.
Okay.
This is from a Christian episode.
Okay.
So I picked Christian. Christian picked me, and Erika, you picked yourself. Guy cheats on his wife with his stepmom and stepsister.
The drama.
Okay. Didn't I send you this story though?
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Okay, so
But we needed to get little Chrissy's airwaves with his little voice on here.
it was a very, very good story.
So here we go.
This post comes originally from True Off My Chest
Okay. I'm
in
pissed.
October of 2022. For a little while, I suspected my husband of cheating. I didn't have any justification for thinking or feeling this way, but I couldn't stop having this gut feeling that something was wrong.
That was the title?
There is no title, but
Oh, okay.
it's
We
just
don't do
today I
titles on this
fucked up.
You're fine. It's fine.
Don't tell me I'm going to do my
Erika
job.
just
Just
like waiting for the next sentence or three. I'm just thinking
This
about
is
TikTok.
the title.
Okay.
Soon, everyone will know he's been messing with his stepmother and stepsister. Something was
Could have
Couldn't
cut
cut
this.
that.
Yeah, it seems like
So I decided
a lot
to
of dead
keep a
air
closer
here,
eye on him,
actually.
and I still found nothing. And for a long time, I was angry with myself for suspecting him and for invading his privacy. We went to marriage counseling, and I apologized for breaking his trust in me. And for a little while, all was well. But that wretched feeling never went away. I tried so hard to get over this feeling that he was deceiving me in some way, but I just couldn't. So I decided it was time to hire a private investigator
Jesus.
instead of playing Inspector Gadget myself.
Wow.
Let me tell you,
Was
this was
Inspector
the best
Gadget a
thing
private
I ever
investigator?
spent money on.
Okay.
Within a month of the PI,
Neighborhood Watch.
he was able to confirm my suspicion, but it was a shock to find out that it was his stepsister and stepmother. Not only that he may be the father of his stepsister's newborn baby, I could have killed him, but I
Wait.
kept...
He was cheating on his wife with both his stepsister and his stepmother.
Yes.
And
the
they
stepsister's-
didn't know. And
Correct.
also the stepsister has a baby now.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's probably
And
his.
this took this guy less than a month to figure out.
I could have killed him. But I kept my composure, and I kept this information to myself and continued to act as normal as I possibly could.
Why?
Believe me,
You'll see.
that was a very difficult thing to do. I slowly started detaching from him and even moved in to our spare bedroom, and we continued to drift apart. I moved out, got a new job, and started saving money for our divorce. I got my life in order. Now here we are almost a year later and in the final stages of our divorce, and I still have not told anyone. I've spent the last year preparing for our divorce because I'll be damned to leave this marriage empty-handed. I wanted to handle our financial affairs first because my husband works for his father, and I didn't want to leave him unemployed during our divorce process. You're too nice.
It's not because she's too nice. It's because that's his source of income. She's about to fuck up his life as well as the dad's life, and she wants to make sure she gets her money.
Because his father is stepmother's husband.
Yeah.
I was like, why would he lose his job? He's porking his wife and his wife's daughter.
Yeah.
No, Editor, you might have to bleep this one. This son of a cunt dragged out our
made it through
divorce
2
and fought me
passes.
for everything, even things that were mine to begin with.
So hard.
But I kept my calm, and I won't say a word until I get everything I deserve.
Australian.
That's when I'll tell his father. And his father is not a man to be messed with. He's a real ruffian.
That was a
I've been
Christian ad-lib.
I've been assured the check will be cleared in 3 days, and it's over for Robert, because as soon as that money hits my account, his mother, stepmother, stepsister, brother-in-law, and father will receive a beautifully written email with pictures and videos of what he's been up to. I know his dad will just tear him apart. So count your days, Robert.
Jesus
Another ad-lib?
Christ. A year in the making.
And without telling anyone.
That's crazy.
There's
Erika
no
could
way.
never.
I could never. I can't keep
Oh
secrets.
God, I hate that. There's like, she kind of had to do that to make sure that her financials were in place.
I know.
That's like, you needed to get out of there immediately.
That was smart though.
Yeah.
I guess she went about it a decent way to like slowly drift apart. Do you just not have sex for a year?
I got my money,
Probably.
so it's time to send it. His stepmother and stepsister do not know about each other. that he's sleeping with both of them.
Okay.
I don't know how long he's been sexually involved with them, but I do know it started in adulthood for all those that are involved.
That's good.
Prime
investigator
Here's your
figure that
official
out.
update. I couldn't access my original account, so here I am. Let's clear some things up.
That's a good
When
point.
Robert's father remarried,
I've been fucking
Robert
her
was
too.
already a 30-year-old man. So no, he wasn't sexually groomed, and his
Okay.
stepsister was 31 when she met him.
Okay.
Again, no one here is being
Taking
like,
advantage of. Yeah.
taken advantage of. All involved were already well into adulthood when meeting and when they started to fuck around. As for the money, well, honey, that money he owed me but was being a dick about giving it back to me.
That
a
was money
Christian
that he
ad.
owed me, but he was being a dick about giving it back.
I invested
I
in his
remember
business
having a hard
ventures and he
reading day to
refused
say.
to pay me my share. And that's not shit I was willing to let slide.
Don't
To be
blame
fair,
you.
too,
You
this
can't
is
get
the
a broke
last
man to pay his
story of the
debt.
episode.
So fuck yes,
We
I
all read
wasn't
out.
going to let him be
Probably.
unemployed during our divorce.
That makes sense, I guess.
Chapter 3, the aftermath. I sent the email as soon as I saw the money had hit my account. Oh, sorry. The first to call me was Robert. I picked up. The first words out of his mouth were, "You evil ass bitch." I replied with, "Your mama," and I ended the
What? So stupid.
The best your mama ever.
That's crazy.
That's so fucking funny.
That's
The
so
second person to
stupid.
call me is the stepsister's husband. He was heartbroken.
You can't your mama, this person.
No.
He asked me a ton of questions, and he asked me for my divorce lawyer's information. We also
Okay.
discussed him getting a DNA test for all their kids. Through the brother-in-law, I found out that there was an all-out war between the stepmother and father-in-law. He tried to kick her out, but she locked herself in the bedroom while the father-in-law was throwing her shit outside. This stepmother called her
Editor,
daughter
maybe?
for help. At some point, stepsister and stepmother got in a fight. The fight was so bad that the neighbors called the police. In the scuffle to separate the mother and the daughter, they hurt one of the police officers and were arrested.
What?
They are still in jail because neither of them
I have enough money to bail?
neither of them have anyone willing to come bail them out.
Oh, God.
The following day, I got a call from Robert telling me that his daddy almost ran him over. So he wanted to come stay with me because he's scared that his dad or brother-in-law will try to beat his ass again.
Good.
He's scared to go home. His dad and brother-in-law are pretty much camped outside of his place and have already jumped him twice.
Jesus Christ.
Robert's terrified. He tried to stay with his mother, and she told him that he had made his bed and should now lie in it. For your information, I am not done with Robert yet. I got more planned. Ex-sister-in-law is in deep doo-doo as the results of the DNA test came back, and 0 out of the 3 kids are her husband's.
That's so bad.
Ex-brother-in-law is distraught. She doesn't even know who else could be the father. Seems weird. Heifer, how many men have you been bedding besides your husband and mine? Don't worry, I'll find out. Like, I knew she was a trifling old bag of bones, but I never knew she was this cold. The brother-in-law has decided to cut ties for his own sanity, as he feared he might act in a way that is outside his character. Now I feel bad for those babies, but I understand why he had to leave. Did we, ex-brother-in-law and I, give a copy of the DNA results to everyone she knows? Why, yes, we did.
Jesus Christ.
Did I personally go out of my way to darken the steps of a church and make my testimony and hand out copies of the DNA results? I sure did. What the fuck, psycho?
Okay.
You're a monster at this point.
Martin Luther.
The ex-mother-in-law
Wait,
and her
Martin
daughter
Luther,
have
dude.
cut ties and are silently hating each other. But they are image obsessed, so they keep things cute and silent. But a heathen like me prefers to be cute and audible.
Already at
And I haven't
48.
forgotten about dear mother. So I went and gave my testimony in front of her beloved peers and read out a couple of the vilest text messages she and my ex-husband have exchanged.
How did you get those? I guess just went through his phone.
There were
I
a
could
lot
be
of
second
gasps
pillar.
and screaming, but I kept reading for as long as I could. Unfortunately, I couldn't read more before I was dragged out and then attacked by my ex-mother-in-law and ex-sister-in-law. But I handled that, and they never again lunged at me or threatened me with physical violence again.
I handled 2 women attacking me. Something a police officer couldn't do.
Over the years,
Are you shocked? I was just
No.
about to say.
Over the years,
They have
Robert has
batons.
moved as shady in his
in England.
legal
They're
business
British.
as his personal life, and as a law-abiding citizen, I felt
Billy
compelled
clubs.
to inform the taxman of his dealings,
I didn't want to call you out on it.
as well as informing his former business partners and current ones.
Jesus Christ, you're ruining so many families at this
You're
point.
destroying everything. I also did some legally ambiguous things to Robert that I don't want to put in writing, but he's no longer slinging dick like his life depends on it. That testicular fortitude he once had is slipping away.
What the fuck did you do?
Yeah, right?
Did you shoot X-rays at his balls? What is going on?
I don't know.
This
He
is a
doesn't.
Spider-Man villain.
He doesn't just.
Yeah, Batman. You'll no longer be slinging dick around town.
He just doesn't have the pep in
Marvel
his step
DC, what a
anymore.
faux pas.
It's hard to remain so casual when there
I don't
are
wanna
a
say
couple of
anything.
men hoping to catch you and an ex-wife who still has him on my. Still
Come on.
has him
Come on,
on
Christian.
Find My Beep. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Find my iPhone or something.
Robert's life is in tatters, and well, I love that. I just absolutely love that for him.
Us too, girl. Us too.
Insane story.
That's such a good fucking
That's-
story.
It's like a scary amount of like planning to ruin somebody's life.
When you had a year, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like she had a year to while going through the divorce to like make sure every single thing fell.
I read that story. Somebody sent that to me on Instagram, and I read that story, and I was like, I cannot wait until it's my turn to read this. You have to read this tonight.
It's crazy.
It's such a good story.
The drama,
the drama for sure.
the ads.
The ads.
The ads.
And we're back for this
And
week's Circle Jerk. I put in 78 plus hours onto this Circle Jerk.
I feel really bad for you.
I don't know why I decided to do this, but I did it. So I have, for the better part of a week and a half, listened to every single Judgies episode.
From the beginning?
Yeah.
Oh.
My record is like, I think it was 23 or 24 episodes in a day. Everything was on 2 times speed in order to make it.
Josh, I feel so bad for you.
Was it worth it?
Probably not.
Are we about to find out?
Because what I want to do is I wanted to go through and tally up every single boo, every single carrot, and I wanted to tally up like starts of trends or like little things that we do, and every single premonition that we have had on pod.
Ooh.
So let's start with the boos. Erika, actually, I should just say, overall on the podcast, there have been 286 boos in our 155 episods.
That's almost 2 booze.
Almost
an episode.
2 boos an ep. And now those weren't all from you. Only 257 of them were from you.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Only 257 from you to me.
I was going to say, who else is giving out booze?
So 257 out of the 286 were from Erika to little old Josh. With one asterisk, because you did boo and then immediately take one back.
Did I?
Yes, once. It was like episode 7. It was so long ago. It was episode 38. You booed and I said, I take that back. I'm sorry. I don't know what it was because I didn't write that down, but you did take it back immediately. And now we have 17 boos to Christian from you. That's quite a ratio.
That's really rude of you.
It's really booed of you.
Boo.
Come on. Now I have to count that. 258 to me. And 12 boos to miscellaneous.
Okay, so various guests.
So let's go through what these miscellaneous boos are. I guess one of them was the one that you took back from me. So it's like I didn't know where to count it.
Okay.
Christian
fair.
booed me once on episode 57.
Wow.
Very rare Christian to Josh boo. I must have said something vile.
I was going to say, that one must have really stunk.
You booed Emo Joseph once on his first appearance, episode 74.
Only one time. He only got one boo for me.
Episode 76, you booed me 0 times, but you did boo Stefan Satani 3 times.
Wow.
He's never been back.
Well, might be that. Maybe that's why, because I booed him and I hurt his feelings.
Now,
Stefan,
Christian,
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. You are going to be in the doghouse. But on episode 85, you did boo Erika twice.
Twice?
You must have said something
You are just like our dog. You won't even look at me. He knows he's in trouble.
so vile. That's why he's going to the doghouse. On episode 105, Ghost Honey's episode,
Okay.
you said you booed Chipotle for the term Chipotlane.
Hey.
And
just talked about
we
this the other
just
day.
talked about this because I brought it up again, and you hated the word Chipotle.
I did, yeah.
Episode 120, Little Miss Political Mrs. Political Erica, booed Andrew Tate.
Whoa.
That's fair.
Episode 139, I booed the military.
Whoa.
And episode 142, Christian booed me again.
Ooh, sorry, bud.
Yeah, so
That was really recent.
yeah,
Ooh.
I
That
s-
must have been when I was in my dark
that must have been
place.
when you were in your dark place.
Yeah, sorry.
For the past 52 episodes. Now there was 74 carrots slung.
That's it?
74. Well, because we didn't get the carrot until episode 71, so it's been about
One
a carrot
episode.
per episode. So we'll go through, and we had 63 carrots from Erika to Josh,
Okay.
10 carrots to Christian from Erika.
I forget that you hit me with the carrot sometimes. I feel like I'm so close that I really get hit when you do it.
Erika, you gotta calm down on the heaters. By the way, you've been
Listen.
putting way too much force.
You have been
into it.
putting stank on the last
a
couple.
lot of stank on that carrot.
I have not.
Oh, come on.
Listen, I wasn't finished. I have not even begun
Oh,
to
come on.
show you the full strength this old arm has.
On the
I was a catcher.
on the Patreon episode we were coming up tomorrow that we just recorded, you hit Christian 5 times in a row with it, and it looked like they hurt.
It's time.
Oh, see what I mean, Erika.
The numbers, you're fucking up the numbers.
Vile,
So many
didn't even
balls.
hit you.
nasty woman,
Can I have it back?
and one
Once
carrot
per
from
half.
Josh to Erika.
Wow.
And this was the ultimate betrayal. I said, Erika, can I have that to throw at Christian? And I threw it at you.
I remember this.
And you said, I will never forget this. So that's the carrot breakdown. Of course, you never carroted a guest.
well,
Yet.
I was going to say the only guests we've had in Stewed were Aurora and Rachel. And
Right.
they're
Steven.
perfect, beautiful angels.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
so.
the carrot,
Carrots
yeah.
started. We'll get to when the carrots started exactly. I think it was episode 71. Okay, so the episode with the most booze,
Okay.
and this is just booze to Josh, but you
Okay.
booed me 19 times on an episode.
Wow.
It was on episode 20, and you opened up with, "I'm gonna boo everything you said."
Okay, well, you lived up to it, probably.
And then the next episode, episode 21, the first Power Hour, you booed me 10 more times. So between those two episodes, 29 boos. It's
yeah.
over 10% of the booze.
So this
between
was,
two episodes.
what did you say this was, episode 21?
20 was the high one where you were like, "I'm gonna boo everything you say."
Okay. So this was like
early.
early.
Yeah.
This is before we were even doing video.
Yep.
Okay. I was having a bad time.
I don't remember why, but yeah, you
The
opened up.
pandemic.
You opened up like specifically on episode. You're just like, "I'm gonna boo everything you say, Josh." Fuck
yeah.
you specifically.
I was in my dark place.
There were even multiple times on that episode where you were like, "I don't even want to do this, but I gotta boo you. I gotta do it." I said I was gonna.
Maybe I should have another one of those.
How many zero boo episodes were there? 38.
Wow. That's a little more than I
Wow.
expected.
That's kind of crazy. Now that was just zero boo to Josh, so I don't know if maybe a Christian boo got in there. I don't know. Now,
Christian is my boo.
big ol' asterisks on this. I didn't count soundboard boos.
Okay.
Because
Nor should you.
It was hard to discern because there were times where you were like, "I'm gonna boo you," but then Christian was like, "I got it, babe." But it was hard to discern where sometimes Christian would hit boo, and it's like, well, I don't know if Erika wanted to boo that. But there was one episode where Ricky got a soundboard and there was a boo on it, and I did count those boos because it was very
Okay.
specifically Erika booing.
Correct.
And then longest zero boo streak. How many episodes in a row did we have zero boos? And this does include just no boos.
3?
3
Wow.
episodes. Episodes 5, 6, and 7.
Is
Yeah.
that why I said something? Like, you must have brought that up. Like, hey, you.
No. I don't remember, but episode 20 you came in wanting to boo.
5, 6, and 7 was still probably the era where we're recording like 2 in a night and then going back and re-listening to them or
Yeah.
something.
We were such babies then.
Carrots. Episode 127, you threw 5 carrots.
Wow. How did you get them back so
4 to
much?
me, 1 to Christian.
What carrots were you throwing?
Nope. 4 to Christian, 1 to me.
Well, we had
That makes more sense.
the foam one.
Not by that time. It had been broken. The foam one only lasted like 10 episodes. It broke very quick.
Someone's putting a little too much stank on them.
How many 0 carrot episodes?
Probably a couple.
45, which is kind of
Yeah.
crazy considering we didn't get it until 71. So like over half the episodes, there was no carrots. I will say too, your boo usage dropped off a little bit because we got, sometimes instead of a boo, you would carrot. Sometimes instead of a boo, Christian would hit the soundboard. So, and longest no carrot streak.
7. 14?
5. Episodes 81 through 85, which was towards the beginning of the carrot throwing saga.
I was going to say, that probably was where the carrot was starting to break. It's like, hey, I only got so many throws left.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so now we're going to go over, I just wrote down some like notable things of like, hey, this is when this started. This is the first time I noticed this. Episode 1, Christian says, am I reading the titles?
Okay.
Christian started that, huh?
Yes, he did.
I would have thought that was me.
Episode 4 was the first episode we decided this is a Josh episode, this is an Erika episode, this is a Christian episode. Episode 9, I said, you can still get pregnant from pre-order.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can still get pregnant that old.
Number 10 was the first Am I the Apple? It's because we had a story of a guy who got pissed because as a partner was pissed at the guy for eating like 8 apples a day, and he got pissed at the girlfriend for eating one of his apples. 11, Christian said, hey, smoking looks cool.
No.
Unfortunately, smoking does look cool.
No, it doesn't.
It's bad for you. Don't do it. But you're going to look cool doing it.
No.
Episode 13, we had our first listener submitted story, which was a Reddit story, but it was from Vanessa. Episode 17, Aurora was on the pod.
What episode was that?
Wow.
You said?
17.
17.
I can't
And in
believe it's been that
episode
long.
13, you mentioned that I had just that day had bought brand new Converse, which is where Aurora and I first met unknowingly because I went to go buy those shoes that day and she was a worker there and she checked me out both
She
ways.
was checking you out.
And then we matched on Hinge like a week and a half later.
Whoa.
Be cute.
Episode 21, on the Power Hour episode, I called the stewed. And
That was
Erika,
the first time?
You did not like it. You did not like it at all.
Well, I've come around.
Episode 22 is the first. Everybody get their hands up. How about a week ago?
Am I doing it right?
Yep.
Okay.
No, actually. I just assumed you were, but it was the worst I've ever seen. 25 is the first judgiest place on the internet.
Okay.
30, I added, and sometimes blank does that.
That started on 30?
Yeah. Episode 31 was our first whoop for a new subreddit.
Okay.
Whoop. And that's because the previous week there was a story about somebody going whoop during sex or something like that. And so we were just still laughing about that. Number 39, we named our fans the Piss Babies.
I can't believe it's been that long for that.
Number 42, Sheesh Hat.
Okay. R.I.P. Gone but never forgotten.
51, Boys, Girls, and MBs makes an appearance. 58, we solicit listener-submitted sounds. 62, Lip by Lip makes the appearance. The Lip by Lip era was iconic.
Yes.
Absolutely iconic. And on that same episode, Christian did the first ever listener-submitted sound. And the sound on your phone was turned off, and we had to like wait for you. Episode 64, we talk about having 500,000 TikTok followers.
64?
Yeah.
So we're almost 100 episodes later and we're just over doubled? I mean, hitting a million is still pretty wild.
Yeah.
That's
it is also the
insane.
same episode I talked about putting mayo on tacos, which I still get. Anytime I comment, there's one person who always goes, oh, this is the guy that puts mayo on his tacos.
I mean, that's a pretty big faux pas.
Episode 70, we start to notice our premonitions.
Uh-oh.
71, Erika gets the carrot, and she says she'll throw it whenever she doesn't like what I say.
Premonition came true.
It's not really a premonition. 73, we talk about the SIU live show, baby.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to that.
Gone and forgotten.
74, the Circle Jerk soundbite is made. And you say on the next episode, like, it's awesome that Joe did that in one take. It was 2 takes. They were both on there.
Wow.
Episode 78, I tell Christian to kiss on the drum beat.
And I still haven't done it.
You've done it a couple times.
Episode
A
80.
lot, right? A lot of times, probably. I only kiss off the beat as a joke.
As a bit.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Episode 80, Erika says that all of her stories were from Instagram for the first time. It's the first time you ever
All the
just
way back,
didn't
then.
want to do it.
And I haven't gone back since. Meaning I've only gotten them from Instagram.
That was about when you first got pregnant, but I guess you probably didn't know it around episode 80. Actually, no, because we booked. You were probably like, that was probably, well, I guess episode 85 is when you announced that new Olsen just dropped. That's when you announced that you were pregnant. So 5 episodes later. Episode 87, we started tracking our shits.
What a time.
The shit tracking era. I don't want to go back.
No,
It
I
was
don't.
so fun for the first 3-4 months.
Yeah, then it became a job. And some of that shit's a lot. It became effort for me. I don't know about you guys.
The numbers got in my head so hard. Trying to hit 27 every month. It was.
I remember by the end where you're like, I have to force out a shit, otherwise I'm not gonna hit the number.
Episode 90, listener submitted email game.
Okay.
Ooh.
Episode 94, Churd.
Churd.
I'm glad that that's been forgotten.
Gone but never forgotten.
Not on the Discord, I think.
98 is when we talk about Christian's first concert being Good Charlotte.
We did talk about
We
it.
I
made
can't
it
believe we made it 98
98
episodes.
I almost made it to 100.
Freaking episodes.
One of my 3 stories.
Episode 99, we get the Erika is too political review. 101, Christian says, I'm going to fucking strike you. It's just in the annals of Judgies lore. Episode 104 was the first. Does that soundboard noise seem like it's kind of slowed down by 10%? Episode 107, Farm Life.
Farm life. That's farm life, baby.
Episode 119, Erika says, do I have a career in music?
And I do. Probably.
Episode 120 is the first time Erika told me to do the voice for the intro.
I love it.
And I had been doing it I did it like every now and then, starting around like episode 110. But you also famously hated my Sunny, Sunny Los Angeles, which is where the voice came from. 121, Christian's first piss on the pod.
Piss.
Episode 1, was that 120? I was 121. 124 is when I started wearing the back off shirt.
Okay.
You guys didn't notice for 5 episodes. Episode 130 was Christian's bag of wine episode.
Oh, man. That was a good episode.
And also the episode Erika got a strawberry.
Oh, yeah.
Episode 136 was the start of the Gray Sucks era.
Ah,
We're still in the midst of the Gray Sucks era.
it was that long ago?
I was surprised too. 20 episodes ago. 137 was our first chroma shift to gold comment.
The luster. All right, guys.
And I don't know why I always think it's the sheen. I always say the sheen. 141, it's where you both just drank wine. And I was over here fighting for my life.
Yeah.
I think the top comment on that YouTube episode was like, drunk couch and exasperated Josh are the best episodes.
It's pretty accurate.
That was also the same episode that Hugs and Pisses came into play from a listener submitted
Loves
story.
that.
Episode 146, they talk about wanting to re-listen to the Judgies.
Okay. And then you waited another...
I listened to 13 episodes in like 8 weeks. And then I listened to the rest
140.
in the last like 8 days. And then episode 149, this is the current saga, probably, in my opinion, the most recent saga.
Okay.
Is us yelling at Erika, you got to warn us when you plan circle churches.
Yeah.
You got to warn
You
us.
really started
gotta
coming
warn
with
us.
circle jerseys, and every time it's like, me and Josh are like, you got something or I got something? And then Erika's like, oh, wait, you're not going to ask me? And it's like, you haven't done this for the last 140.
Okay. This is going long. But premonitions. Episode 15, I say I've never broken a bone.
Uh-oh.
And then I broke my toe. A lot later, but episode 16, I joke about my lab manager seeing my content and then me getting in trouble, which of course then happened.
It did happen. The 9/11 shit.
Right before I quit. I didn't get fired. Episode 21, you referenced the band Idols and you told me to listen to them.
Hey.
Episode 21?
Yeah.
Not 121?
21.
Wow.
And then we went to see an Idols concert because I like the band. Episode 28, Christian said, hey, maybe we'll blow up in the next year.
And I think we did.
And we did. Episode 29, this is an insane premonition. I joke about Eminem's awakening people sexually. And then Tucker Carlson did a whole bit about how M&Ms went woke and they aren't sexy anymore. Absolutely insane call on my end.
Good job, Josh.
Episode 31, I say 2021 can't be worse than 2020. And then 5 days later, January 6th happened. Episode 33, Christian tells Josh to make a Judgies TikTok account to post the sea shanty because he thinks it will blow up.
And it did.
And then by 2 weeks later, we had 400 TikTok followers.
Hell yeah.
But the sea shanty, of course, had like 110,000 views. Christian on episode 36 joked that he read my diary. Episode 38, Erika says to Christian on his 28th birthday, well, COVID can't last until your 30th birthday, right?
It sure did.
Sure did. Episode 40, I say that I have all my good tweets memorized that don't get enough likes. Episode 42, Erika, you read a horoscope, and it says for me that the upcoming months will be very important for my career. And 6 episodes later, we freaking popped off.
Hell yeah. You're welcome.
Christian on episode 44 was worried about streaming services eventually cracking down on sharing accounts with other people.
Hey.
Thanks a lot, Christian. Way to manifest that.
So,
This one's weird. Episode you guys don't care about. Episode 47, it was our first draft episode, and the Jags had the first overall pick, the Jaguars.
okay.
From Jacksonville. And I jokingly said, I mean, come on, we all know who's going number 1. It's not like they're going to take Kwity Paye out of Michigan. And then the Colts at pick 23 or something took Kwity Paye out of Michigan. Just kind of strange. It's just kind of strange. Episode 51, Erika, you say to DM you directly with stories. And then Christian says that he will quit his job and Josh and Erika will stay employed because we love it so much. Kind of reverse feminist on that one.
That kind of sucks.
Episode 54, I say that I'm very good at not pissing during the night and can control it. And then, of course, I pissed on my bed like 2 nights later or 2 weeks later. I didn't write this down, but we also did I made fun of Christian for tearing his jeans, and then the next week I tore my jeans as we started to record. But I missed that when I was going through it. In episode 56, we discussed how I called that 10,000 weekly listeners, and then that was our first premonition there that we really called. I, on episode 57, joke that I'm really cool for not breaking my phone because I forgot my phone case at the gym, and then episode 58, my phone screen was broken to shit. Episode 67, Erika says being on Ladies and Tangents would be an absolute dream.
I manifested that.
Episode 73, we say Tushy should sponsor us.
Yep. Hey, that one took a while.
Use offer code Judgies at checkout. Episode 80, Josh is excited the Colts were in the playoffs if the season ended that day. And then episode 82, Erika says that the Colts aren't going to make the playoffs. And then they had a historically embarrassing loss at the end of the season. They made history how bad they were. And they missed the playoffs.
Good job, Colts. We love that for the Colts.
Episode 90, Erika chastises a person in a story for trying to throw a party for a brand newborn baby, and Erika says, quote, we're in a pandemic. I'm not having a ton of people over as soon as our baby is born. And then as soon as your baby was born, you had me and Aurora over, and we had COVID.
Oopsies.
Oopsies. Oopsie doopsies. I also said we can't keep making our episodes longer and longer. It's unsustainable. Fuck. In episode 97, Erika says, I'm the Joker, baby. And then this isn't a premonition. This is in the wrong section. But you do say I'm the Joker, baby. And then claim that's the only time she's ever said it. She had said it on an earlier episode, but I don't know which one. But I know that she said it on a previous episode.
That's not proof then.
I know that she did. Erika, I listened to all of them.
Well, you didn't have it written down, so it didn't happen.
Episode 100, we say we're surprised you don't get much hate comments. And then on episode 103, I found a hate comment on Twitter. Also on episode 103, we start bulking and say Queen is going to die soon. And then 3 months later, she died.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to a real one.
A real old one.
Rest in peace.
Episode 127, listener wrote in a review that they caught up 120 episodes in a week, and we say that's too much Judges in a week.
That's too much Judges
Joshua,
in a week.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How dare you?
143, Christian joked about Olsen getting a boo-boo while working out, and then he got a boo-boo the day later.
Was that when he cut his finger?
Yeah.
My sweet little baby.
This one's crazy. In episode 145, in response to Mitch McConnell falling and getting hurt, I said, he'll be okay. He's not a Dianne Feinstein. And then recently, Dianne Feinstein was out of Senate for months.
The entire year.
And then she came back and she's like, I haven't been gone, because she's so fucking dementia brained that she doesn't know she wasn't there. Episode 149, Erika makes fun of me for never being at a funeral. And then Aurora's grandpa died. Episode 151, I say it's weird that Christian and Erika have never had period sex. And then Erika got her period.
For the first time in fucking 6 years.
And now here's some unresolved premonitions. This is going on very long. But I put in a
That's
lot of
all right.
work. 75 plus hours.
Josh, we appreciate it. The listeners appreciate it.
Unresolved premonitions. We don't know if these are going to come true or not, but these are just
Please,
things I
please,
caught
please,
where we were like, hey,
please.
maybe that'll... episode 66, I say, there's no way another pandemic happens in another 10 years.
I will
Not pleased for
murder
that
you.
one.
We don't know if it's going to come
Here's
true or
another
not.
premonition for you. If there's another pandemic, you're the first to go, baby.
I'm patient zero.
Well,
That's good for the Judgies brand. Episode 77, Josh says he'll watch Twilight for 1,000 podcast reviews. Weird. That's a weird premonition. Episode 90, Christian says we get a JPPJ, Judgies Pod private jet, so that we don't have to fly with a little kid. And then
Hell
you guys
yeah.
got pregnant.
Fuck no. Now we really need the private jet.
Episode 113, I complain about the mic stands and we need to get new ones.
113?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's been a while.
We're only 43 episodes later.
Episode 114, we say that Eugene Levy Eugene Levy will die defending women's rights.
let's
Maybe.
hope not.
He's old.
Episode 120, we say we're going to get tattoos for the charity reward. Episode 131.
Okay, the only reason we haven't is because I've been breastfeeding.
Right.
Well,
you mentioned
two
that.
bitches could.
You mentioned that on the episode.
Oh.
Erika, if we got tattoos without you, you would
I
fucking
would be
murder us.
so mad.
You would start a
Yeah.
new pandemic.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't.
Episode 131, Dame Judi Dench will either die or be the sponsor for Watermelon Coke. It's a 50-50. 136, I say keep your eyes out for a record-breaking stream video. Hey, it's been 20 weeks. It ain't out yet. 128, we say that the government is going to mandate 23andMe testing.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
You said a record-breaking stream video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys...
We did the stream, but I'm balls deep in an edit, but I haven't edited it in months. Like, I'm going to make a YouTube video out of it. Yeah. 145, we say that Jimmy Carter and Mitch McConnell are going to kick it.
We
Pretty
know
good
which one
odds.
we want to die first, though,
Mitch
right?
McConnell needs to die first.
149, we say we're going to have judgy AI voices, so we don't have to do our job anymore. And that's it, folks.
Hey.
That was all the work I put in. Thoughts?
I'm
Very
glad
good.
you did it. It was really nice to have like a little history. It almost felt like I was in a museum, but a fun museum
Because it's about you.
because it was about me.
Thoughts,
And
Erika?
my two favorite people.
What about our child?
He's not a person yet. He doesn't have agency. He doesn't have agency.
He's still a person.
What's his agent's name, huh?
Erica.
Ugh, represented
She's
by
a
his
real
mom.
hard ass.
Like a fucking
Ugh.
mama's boy.
Anyway, this makes me feel like scrolling through Pinterest or like Tumblr, I guess, and coming up on like an infographic from Supernatural with like all of the statistics from all of the episodes. Like, this is how many times Dean died. This is how many-
Ricky's a Tumblr girl? Did you just confirm that you're a Tumblr girl?
No, but I'm sure everything
Okay.
that was on Pinterest fucking
just on
came from
Tumblr.
Tumblr.
Everything
Came from
So
Tumblr. Okay.
Well, speaking of that, I do have a real quick thing of just our growth in the past year.
Okay.
I didn't do podcast listens. I guess we switched people,
Platforms
blah, blah, blah,
and
blah.
stuff.
But TikTok, 15% increase in followers on TikTok
Yeah.
just in the last year?
in the past 52 weeks.
That's crazy.
YouTube subs, 45% increase.
Wow.
Those are the numbers we want to see
that
forever. We're infinite growth, guys. Don't worry.
But we went, maybe I did the math wrong and I was really struggling with it. We went from like 22,000 subs to like 42,000. It's like a 100% increase.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right.
But I was like, I don't know. But that's what the numbers.
Yeah, you did the math wrong.
I don't know
think-
what happened because all the other numbers worked, right?
Is that
If you
40% of?
If you take 22,000 and multiply it by 1.145%,
44?
because we had a 45% increase. That's how it went up.
Go move
So
on.
145% increase?
Patronage, our Patreons over at patreon.com/judgiespod. Almost tripled, 173% increase.
Wow.
Yeah, like 400 to like 1,200.
We'd love to see that.
to run ad-free episodes, please go over there. And Instagram, 476% increase.
Yeah.
And that was just me guessing because Instagram, you can only go back 6 months, but we were like 10,000 and now we're at like 58,000 followers.
Yeah, it was a
this year.
big deal when we hit 10,000, and then in the last, 4 months,
Yeah.
we've got that growth.
Yeah. So there we go. That's the numbers. Now we're going to get to our favorite listener submissions. We'll probably go a little fast because we're a pretty long episode here.
Okay, let me pull up. Who's editing this episode?
You.
You are.
Yeah. I am.
Can you edit in a picture of John Lennon's face next to yours?
What the fuck does that mean?
The whole time?
He looks up and says, "Oh, I get it.
Fuck.
Your hair's getting long."
I know, and it's not staying up, and I need to get it cut. Thank you.
That's the only reason I think you look like John Lennon today.
And the glasses.
My favorite listener submissions from this year.
Yay. What was that?
I didn't mean to do that.
It just came out. Imagine all the... Oh, my God. What is happening?
Do you have a career in
Do I have a career in getting killed by my wife?
Number 3. Got a child stabbed.
Great story.
Great story.
Great story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. We'll just say interesting.
Why is that interesting?
I just hope I pulled the right stories.
Okay. Number 2. Ex didn't clean their butt.
Oh my God. I wanted to pick this so bad. It's so
Yeah.
vile.
It is.
Such a disgusting to know that a person that is real sent us that.
Yeah.
That
Dude,
it
it's the
worst
happened
part
to
of
them.
Skid marks on their thigh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And my number 1, this is from episode 139. First date from hell, the gum wall.
The gum wall, baby.
Ricky picked 2 long stories.
This one was
Is
from
it a long
139. This is one that we had Rach, Leah, X, Need Girl on, and we had a full live studio audience.
This was the studio audience episode.
Here we go. There's also, I had a migraine.
I remember that part.
It sounds
I had a
this
migraine.
one. It's from a little listener named Teddy. How about that?
Teddy.
Wow.
This whole
Thank
episode was
you.
planned.
Hello.
Teddy.
This whole
So that's
episode's
Teddy.
been planned.
Hi, Teddy.
I made a song and it's very good. It samples this lovely pod and stuff. Here you go.
We'll be the judge of that.
Yep, here
Literally.
we go.
How do I stop getting mad when people use they, them pronouns?
Oh, I also put the listener submitted audio with the stories each time.
Oh, cute.
Ah,
A nice
that's
little,
of you.
like, this is a little thing.
Die. Boo.
Now, do I mention the dancing bug from Adventure Time?
Yes, and then you edited it
I can
in.
get that for you. Sorry. That rocks so fucking hard.
I loved that.
That was a banger.
Teddy,
That slapped.
one
Absolute
note.
banger.
One note, Teddy. Not enough Josh.
This comes in from Sam. When I was in college, local community college, I was single and interested in dating. I would pass this guy, let's call him Brian, on campus every day and thought he was kind of cute.
No one likes a Brian.
So one day I decided to find him on Facebook and I introduced myself. We messaged each other for a few days and seemed to hit it off.
I must have thought it was
Conversation
quiet.
great.
It
and
decided to
Brian
increase the
seemed
volume.
sweet, but a little shy. I can relate, Brian. He suggested that we hang out at his house after classes one day, which I was on board for. Winky face. At the time, my car was getting some work done, and a friend was giving me rides to campus. I mentioned this to Brian, and he told me that he could give me a ride to his place and then back home.
So that you can ride him.
I thought this was nice of him and agreed. After my
What was that
class, I told my
audience
friend who
noise?
gave me a ride that I was going to go hang out with
the
Brian
Aurora.
and headed
Right?
off to meet up with him. I was particularly excited because this would be the first time we would officially meet in person. I found him, said hi, gave him a hug, and asked, "You ready to go?"
That really
He
confused me.
sheepishly
The mic
looked at the
saying
ground
getting
and said,
fixed.
"Well, actually, my dad is going to pick us up." Merp.
Red
Sexy.
flag.
I was a little thrown off.
Why are we
In
all just-
retrospect, this should have been red flag number 1. But I ignored it, thinking maybe the family just has one car that they all share. Fair.
We're not classist on this podcast. Maybe they're just poor.
We were waiting for his dad to come pick us up, and I was trying really hard to make conversation
Piece of shit.
With
It
the
was-
dad or with Brian?
with Brian.
Okay.
Okay.
Brian said he had to go take a leak, so I was there sitting in the car with his dad trying to make conversation.
Really?
No.
Oh.
They're still waiting on the dad to show up.
It was so difficult. He would not respond to anything I was saying, and it was basically as if I was talking to myself, which I was surprised about since we had such good back and forth over social media. I was trying to talk to him about food or music or something when he suddenly piped up out of nowhere and says, "Just so you know, my house has a lot of stuff in it." I paused and shrugged, giggled, and said, "As long as you're not a hoarder or something," in a very light tone.
Dun, dun, dun. That's
Okay.
foreshadowing, folks.
He didn't respond. Red flag number 2. I just continued to look at the ground while I tried desperately to talk about something, anything. Eventually, his dad pulled up. Brian got in the front seat and left me to sit in the back. His dad turns around and says, "Well, you must be Sam." And I respond, "Yeah, hi." And he looks me dead in the eye and says, "That's a boy's name." Red
It's a
flag.
joke. Come
Red
on.
flag number 3.
A little bit of a gaff.
Not a funny one.
Then we drive off.
Get a better joke.
I should mention at this time, I never explicitly told anyone where I was going. Hell,
Ruh-roh.
I didn't even know exactly where I was going. I just knew I was going to Brian's house,
Then you shouldn't be going.
Why are you going?
and I didn't have any addresses or anything.
Do you
What?
share the question? Do you share your
Come
location
on.
with somebody else? Because if you're not, you should.
So we're driving and driving and driving in the middle of rural nowhere. I'm staring out the window trying to triangulate my location. We pass farms and the occasional gas station. My phone has no service on it, and I'm starting to get uneasy.
I'm stressed.
Everyone in the car is riding along silently.
Oh, I'm so stressed
I'm very
out.
stressed.
Oh my
After about
God.
40 minutes of driving,
40 minutes.
we pull up to a huge white farmhouse. It has a big wraparound porch, which is
Beautiful.
piled high with random stuff.
I love wraparound porches.
If your shit
True.
is so overflowed from the house that it's onto the porch, it's bad.
It's
What
giving
is
the
hoarder.
problem?
Guys, I don't want to spoil it, but they were cleaning out the insides, and it was all on the porch, so the insides was decluttered.
They're having a yard sale.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Aw,
really
sweet
good
baby
points.
Rachel.
40 minutes
Guys,
into
I
the
did
country.
fine.
I do like going through people's stuff.
Sam, I'm so scared for you right now.
I'm terrified. This sounds
Spoiler?
like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
She survived. She wrote the email.
That's a great point.
That is really true.
That's a great point. I forgot about
so
that.
true.
Hi, my daughter's
She's
name is
currently-
Sam. She loved your podcast.
She's currently typing this to us while this is happening. We're
No
getting live
service,
updates.
fucker.
Is she the asshole for dying at this house?
The porch is piled high with random stuff. It's giving hoarder vibes. Brian gets out of the car and heads off for the house, not saying a word to me.
Red flag.
I follow him inside and am hit with the smell of cat piss.
Oh, yeah.
He says, "You want to go up
Rough.
to my room?"
Nope. Nope. Actually, can I get a ride back to campus? I forgot.
I absolutely do
Something.
not. But I nod anyway. We weave our way through piles of stuff and get up to his room. I'm so turned off at this point. I'm trying so hard to not touch anything. And I'm barely entering his room. And he just stands there in the center of it, close to his bed, and sort of just lingers there for a moment. Like if
also a
he's
slight
hoping I'm
permission to
still
let it
down
linger.
for... Wink. Wink.
Woohoo.
Wink. I'm not.
No. Nor
Neither
should
of
you
us are
be.
saying anything until he points around the corner
Oh, God. This is insane.
that I can't see, and he says, "Do you want to see my gum wall?" Your what? I say. Oh, my gum wall. He repeats with a bit of amusement to his voice.
Oh, he gets to show
I
it off.
crane my neck around the 90-degree corner, and to my horrifying realization, I see an entire bedroom wall covered from baseboard to ceiling with chewed gum.
Oh my God.
I stare in a weird mix of awe and disgust before I eventually say, "Oh, I forgot I have to go to work." I exit the room, leave his house, and walk to the nearest gas station. They let me use their phone to call my sister, and I have to beg her for a ride home. I end up getting home safely.
I'm sorry. I listened to 75 hours of the Judges without yawning. Can't make it through one fucking episode.
Calling your ass out.
I'm a sleepy old man.
I said this to Christians, like, after listening to us for 2 times speed for so long, it's like, I can't listen at 1 time speed. It's so long.
And proceeded to block Brian on all social media platforms.
Yeah.
Back at campus, he never tried to find me, talk to me, or explain anything.
That's wonderful.
That's good.
It's as if we never spoke or never knew each other, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
But I will never, ever, ever, ever forget the monstrosity that is the gum wall. I hope that you enjoy my story.
I did.
Please feel free to judge me. I definitely deserve it for this one, LOL.
Yep.
Keep up the good work. Love, Sam.
How about that?
Oh,
Very
man.
similar to a story we just read on the Patreon episode that comes out tomorrow, bonus episode 23.
The one we just read is so much worse.
It's so much
That is worse.
scarier, but it's very very similar vibes of like
Yeah.
Ignoring
somebody going on
everything.
a date and ignoring a million red flags.
Yes.
And then obviously this one. But this one, the one we just read the Patreon episode, so check it out, episode 23, or bonus episode 23, is like so funny because the writer, the listener that wrote it was like, tee-hee, tee-hee. It's like, this is not a tee-hee. This is slash serious.
Writing scarier and scarier sentences, and then at the end being like, oh, whoops. Oopsies.
Anyway,
Thought I'd write in this silly little story.
not
All
a
right.
silly story. It was very scary. And I'm judging you for not following your instincts.
Christian, want to read me three?
I didn't lose my phone. Christian's number 3 story from episode 130, impressing my new friend with melancholia.
Another very classic goblin energy story from Christian.
Goblin energy.
It was so good.
It was so much better than it should have
It
been.
was so good.
It was way better than Pilk, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe that, but colas are gross, so.
Number 2, from episode 123, farted during Christmas Mass in front of the entire state.
This is another surprising one for me, for you.
I
Why? That's very much up his alley.
I just, out of all the shit stories we got, you just went with the fart during Mass.
I think the reach of it is so magical to me.
Being like broadcasted on live television.
Yes.
It's pretty funny.
And like when we went and edited this episode, I went on like a deep dive to try to find it.
And
I did not find it. Otherwise, it would have been leaked in the episode. And for my number 1 story, listener submitted story from episode 106, am I the asshole for trying to give my stepmom pink eye?
This is from Caleb.
hey,
Says,
Caleb.
Hey guys, been a huge fan of everything you do on this podcast. As a 25-year-old dad, I vibe with Christian and Rick's parental energy and Josh's hardcore uncle energy.
Hey.
Keep making my Monday routine kick ass and don't forget to do Nitro Pilk. Love, Caleb.
Weird.
I'm not going to do Nitro Pilk.
Can I say I tried
Correct.
Nitro Pepsi? It was fun. Why's my voice slowed?
What was that?
Judgies podcast.
Take it, Erika. You got
It's
this
the
now.
podcast for
Erika, you gotta hit this now.
you and
Hey, y'all, been listening to you guys for a few months now, and have finally caught up to your most recent episodes. This
Wait,
is
pause it
mildly
real quick.
heartbreaking, but I'm
Did I do that on the episode?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. For audio only, I was lip syncing.
Yeah.
excited for more. So are we. First and foremost, congratulations on the pod fam.
Thank
And
you.
the soon to be piss baby.
Thank you.
Rick,
Oh,
I hope
he
your
wasn't even
delivery
born
goes
yet.
smoothly, and I'm
Oh, me
excited for
too.
you guys.
I hope I survive. I did.
Yeah, I agree.
And if you guys
Joshua.
are reading titles today,
Christian
which
didn't
are-
agree.
I think we are this episode. Yeah.
Then they want their
It's very
title to
sus.
be "Am I the asshole for trying to give my dad's wife pink eye?"
Ooh.
Trying to give your dad's wife pink eye?
Ooh.
I was going to pick this.
I need context.
Really?
I can't give a judgment. On
Really?
this
It's on my
only.
list.
What
I
if
love
she
it.
sucks? Stand by that. Nobody dies from
You want to
pink
give
eye.
somebody an You want to give somebody an
Actually, I don't know
infection?
Maybe
Goddamn
Just thinking.
conjunctivitis because she cursed you out for eating the last Oreo? Hang on. You're right. Let's hear him out.
Hey, breaks real quick. I think I've changed my point, my point of view here. I want to be anonymous. A select few people know about this, and I think my stepmom would legitimately try to ruin my life, even more than she already has. I, 23 female, have never liked my stepmom from the very first day my mom told me about her. My dad? Did I say my mom?
Yeah.
Freudian slip. From the day my dad told me about her. There's a whole backstory and more details, but it would get way too much. So eventually my dad married my now stepmom, and we moved in with her. She would always nitpick everything I did because she thought I was a terrible kid. I was depressed,
were
and
you?
because of that, I had troubles keeping my room clean. Her standards were even higher than normal, so even when I tried to be good and clean, she'd still be pissed off at me. She'd leave me notes about it, and then she would text my dad about the stuff that I would do that wasn't to her liking. I was by no means an angel and definitely a problem child, but my stepmom didn't know about most of the stuff that I was doing.
Oh my God, she
All-
admitted it.
All of my friends knew that I hated her, and so did my dad. But here's where it gets juicy. After years of this building up, I started plotting. Maybe not plotting, but I was always just thinking of ways to low-key piss her off without getting in trouble.
And
I would hide her hairbrush and other harmless things like that.
okay, those make
Monster.
sense.
Even that's anytime she'd get sick, she would always be a little bit nicer to me, and mostly just stay in her room, which meant I could feel a little more free throughout the house. If I felt like I couldn't even leave my room because she would instantly find something to bitch at me about, and she was always so overreactive when she was sick. Even when she had a minor headache, she would act like she was having a heart attack. I don't remember how I brought this up to my friends, but one day when no one was home, just me and my best friend took her pillow and rubbed our asses on it.
Oh.
We were pretty much
And
trying
your friend. I don't know why that makes it weirder to me.
It's
That
so
makes
weirder
it
to
weirder.
me.
Let's take turns rubbing our asses on my stepmom's pillow. It's her throw pillow, which doesn't even get slept on. But
I'm a teenager and I don't understand that the top pillow gets tossed to the side and you just sleep on the less decorative pillow underneath. We pretty much
That was an
are
ad-lib.
trying to give her pink eye or at least get her sick. We doubted it.
We're
at work,
ending the episode
and we were
early,
laughing about
actually.
how she'd be sleeping on a pillow.
Early.
that
We
probably
made
has
156
poop particles on it now.
episodes.
how old were they at the time?
Teenagers. They don't have a specific age.
This is classic teenager.
After a while, my other friends got in on it too. I got the whole neighborhood doing it.
Another ad lib.
It's like a lemonade stand. You pay a quarter and you go rub your ass on this lady's pillow.
We were probably doing this for a year, where we'd rub our asses on it, and then later all of our crotches on her pillow when they weren't home.
That seems dangerous for you.
This is escalating.
You don't wipe front to back with the pillow.
Of course it's escalating. They're inviting every kid in town. This sort of became a routine. My friends would come
Front to
over.
back.
We'd go into her room,
the correct
rub
way.
a
There's
dub-dub,
already shit on
and then
it.
go do whatever we planned for that day. I'm not 100% sure if we ever got her sick. She did get sick a little more often since we started doing that, but she never got pink eye as far as I know. Maybe it was just a bad year for her health. Who knows? But
Just breathing in ass shit will do that to a person.
Ass shit.
so am I the asshole for rubbing my ass and having my friends rub their asses on my stepmom's pillow?
Yeah.
For having your friends do it, yes. If it would have just been you, I think I would have been okay with it.
No, incorrect, Erika. How about that? Classic of a story.
Very good story.
What a little
To get all your
hijinks.
friends to come do it is insane. How do you convince your friends to be like, hey, we're all going to wipe our asses on this?
Do you wonder? I wonder if it was naked asses, or if it was just like over the pants. You know what I mean?
It had to have been naked asses, otherwise it's not effective.
But I think I cut it out, but I think maybe we just talked about it. But it's like you can't do it like, what if you got a little poop on your butt? You're a teenager, and then you get brown streaks on the pillow.
Well, that's why
That would be
they're
horrifying.
smart. They flip the case inside out. They wipe their butt on it, get a little bit of streaks, but then they flip it back around.
Okay.
That way,
Okay.
through the mesh of the pillow, you
Very
still get a
smart
little bit of
kids.
poop,
Very smart
little
kids.
poop particle in your eyes still. That's how I would do it.
All right, here's my
So don't cross me, Josh.
3 favorite lists. We had so many good.
Do you mean John?
Lennon. We had so many good listener submitted stories, guys. Thank you all for sending them in. The wonderful listener submitted sounds amazing.
We love
Most
you
of them
guys.
taken from Josh to read. We'll say that.
Hey, we'll say
We won't say that.
Here's my top 3. Number 3, episode 144. Pooped in my mom. The storytelling on this story was so good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
It was so well written, just the coming out, and it was so good. Episode 137, Gustav, no. And then the update on a later episode
Very good story.
of
Yes.
a woman asking if she should have sex with an old fling because her husband gave her a hall pass to have sex with anybody because he was incapacitated. And we said, no,
that
don't
was
do
a bad
it with
idea.
Gustavo.
Yeah, they're like, can I do it with the worst person imaginable in my life?
And episode 113, Erika, does it sound familiar? Because that was an episode where an old lady tried to stab a fucking kid.
Yes.
This is from
such a good
Andrew
one.
Pendragon.
I
Off
love those
Smitter.
books.
Nice.
Laugh.
Send us two songs. Just play one today and one next week.
I would love that.
And he says, "Hey guys, been listening to the show for forever, and you three still consistently crack me and my girlfriend up. Keep up the fantastic work. I write scores to play during my D&D games.
Whoa.
And I just knew I had to repurpose this one for you beautiful peoples. Good luck with the bulk recording, fuckos." Did we mention we're bulking?
Oh, did we not bring that up? And
Love
that maybe
you.
Christian accidentally deleted an episode?
That's probably about a year ago.
So I'm actually going to play the
Around now.
one from the second one he sent
When we
us
started
first,
bulking?
because it
Oh,
was,
yeah.
Oh, because that's
We
the
started
better
working
one,
episode
it's your
105.
episode. I get it, Josh.
I mean, you're editing it,
Wild.
so I thought I'd share the wealth. But no, this one is, you'll understand why I played this one.
Imagine other people.
It's a cell phone from
Are
Joshua.
you a stinky little piss baby?
Yes.
Have you ever fucked to the Nickelodeon classic iCarly?
How do they know
Are
that?
you generally
You said
considered
it.
inept in virtually any social situation?
Yes.
If you answered yes to any of these, why not consult your doctor about once a week the Judgies? The Judgies is recommended by 9 out of 10 unlicensed medical professionals, and while
That's
it
pretty
may
good.
not relieve your symptoms, you will receive a verbal shaming in the form of several minutes of podcasting content. And for a limited time only, the Judgies will be personally reviewing each and every sopping wet piss diaper that you send to their P.O. box.
Yeah, actually, I don't listen to the
Thanks,
radio.
Judgies.
Nailed it.
The Judgies. Because fuck you, I guess.
That's very good.
I cut it out, but I believe we pontificate for a second of you being like, "How do they know that?" And then Christian was like, "Do you ever hear people know things about you, and you're like, I don't like it that they know that about me anymore." Here's their email, listener submitted story. "Okay, I just wanted to say I listen to your podcast all of the time, and I always get a
you.
good laugh out of it." Smiley face.
Oh, are you listening to it right now?
welcome.
Now the story. Am I the asshole for getting a child stabbed? I got both of you guys with near spit takes.
Woof.
Okay, I know the title sounds bad, but please hear Eep out. This
We
was
named the
when
listener
Eep was
Eep.
around 6 years old. My mom had taken us to a restaurant to celebrate something with her friends who all had kids around my age. The restaurant had loads of helium filled with balloons scattered everywhere. But when the kids tried to take them, they usually popped. Me and... we need a female friend's name, Stat.
Samantha.
Me and Eep and Samantha. Hey, it's kind of like that spin-off show of iCarly, Sam and
Yeah.
Eep. Me and Samantha were able to get a few. We were walking around showing off our prizes to the other children like we were all that, until Timothy sneaked up from behind us and scared us.
Fuck
It was
Timothy's, right?
intentional. And we both jumped out of our skins, letting go of our balloons. We both watched helplessly as they floated up to the ceiling. Being irrational children, me and my Samantha... why did she say that? Me and Samantha ran off crying to the bathroom. While Samantha ran into a stall, I flopped down next to the sink and cried my sad little heart out.
At least you're not the only one that
Lo and
sucks at
behold, a
reading.
woman walked into the public bathroom. She was an old lady, and she
That's
came over to see what
fricked
was
up.
wrong. Told her my sorrowful story. She
Hey,
helped me
Josh
get
is like,
myself
he's
cleaned
the
up
one
and
you
ready
yelled
for
at.
our revenge.
She's gonna
Hey, hold
fucking kill Timmy.
We both stalked out of the bathroom.
She's
Weird
gonna fucking
verb.
kill Timmy.
Stalked
Stalk?
out of the bathroom?
Yeah.
No, but like weird to use in this context.
Hang on.
No,
You just said stalked, which was another reference to Patreon episode 23 that just came out, where you said a stalk of celery.
I say it that way.
Interesting.
Look at you fuckers.
We probably gave each other the same look.
Yeah.
Probably, you sons of
Patreon
bitches.
episode 23, as always, was a banger. It was so funny.
It's
There's one
surprising
point
that it's
where
always-
you say something.
It's surprising that it's always so good. All right, I'm
It was-
sorry.
What you were reading, and the listener was like, another Midwest, lady, and Erika just goes, or something. And it was the funniest thing because you didn't see it at all. It was very good, very good. I hope that was on camera.
Because they're gonna go fucking kill Timmy.
Scanning the restaurant for his sorry little ass. I spotted him. He was holding a balloon.
That little bitch.
I was ready to commence the flan. The flan.
Commence the plan.
I need to go make a Mexican dessert real quick. I was ready to commence the plan, and then my favorite emoticon, which is greater than sign : left parenthesis.
I'm pretty sure flan is Spanish, not Mexican. I was just thinking that.
I just know all of our Mexican friends eat it.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Ricky, you're so smart. Go ahead.
Could be both.
Could be.
You're so smart because you haven't changed in 52 episodes. The old lady picked up a steak knife, and in the blink of an eye, we were in front of a fucking instant transmission. Just fucking donning a steak knife. Just. It was King Kai.
That beats so.
The old lady told him off just a little bit, and then said something along the lines
You
of,
wouldn't.
I don't think I gotta read this point.
お前はもう死んでいる。
I don't think you deserve this balloon. And she popped it with the knife. He started screaming. I started cackling. Old lady started running.
So not that old then, obviously.
She was ancient. She was 27.
Fuck you.
I had
From a
not
child's perspective.
I had not seen the blood, so I went and ran back to my friend to tell her about the epic superhero nanny. While Billy, you doxed him.
Timmy.
While Timmy ran screaming to his mother with a bleeding hand. She had cut him almost straight through his hand between his middle and pointer finger. Needless to say, there was lots of blood. And then she used a sad emoji. Old lady tried to make a run for it, but apparently Boy's mom was friends with her friend and tracked her down later.
And they killed that old lady.
They put her
And
down.
that lady, Nancy Reagan.
Oh, whoa. The goat throat?
Yep.
Throat goat.
Goat throat.
You know, she can eat fucking anything.
I apologize to him, but I still wonder
Horny
from time
pussy,
to time.
Erika.
I get it.
Am I the a-hole? What is a horny pussy, Erika mean? Oh. And there
Little
we
bit of
have it,
context
folks.
missing.
Longer than I expected for an episode, but that's okay.
Oopsies.
It's a special one.
Yeah, 3 years, folks.
It's wild. What a
We're turning 4.
return for.
Not wild. We can walk now.
We're out of our terrible threes.
We're into our...
Fuck.
Fantastic.
Fantastic Fours.
Why did I want to start it with a Q? I was like, what's a Q word I could put here? Quad. That's probably what I was going for.
Yeah, I'm
Sure.
sure.
Yeah, sure.
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 What are our goals for the next year on the
Blow up
Patreon?
and act like I don't know nobody.
We had so many good stories this year. It's hard to know. I guess it's not because I just listened to all the episodes. I really feel like we had so many good episodes this year.
Yes.
You did.
It's so great that we still find stories that are new. And
Yes.
I mean, we do have parallels because even like we were just talking about with the listener who went to that hoarder house and we just read a story there. There was an what story did you do for the listener submission that we just played? The stepmom being mad at the stepmom. We also just read a story recently about the stepmom finding pubes and the plants and there's
Yes.
parallels, but they're still so unique and fun. And we get to share them with all of our lovely, lovely listeners. So
We
thank
are
you.
So glad that you guys have stuck around this long, or even if you're just joining us. I hope that you stick around for the next year, and maybe the next year,
3 more years.
and the one after that, and
6
however many we have left in us.
6 seasons in a movie.
6 seasons in a movie.
Did we just premonition?
I hope not.
You don't want to do a movie?
I would like to do a movie, but only 6 seasons.
Well, then we're all going to break off and have our own podcast.
We would only have 3 left.
It'll be the Judgies, the Judgies, and the Judgies.
I don't want to do my own. I like you guys.
Yeah, I like
We
you
got
guys
her,
too.
folks. That's so embarrassing. You fool. Cut it. Rip it, folks. Rip it.
Rip it.
It's on the board now.
I don't even care.
Slowed by 20%.
I don't care who knows it. I like this podcast and the
goodness.
friends I've made along the way.
Well, if you like it so much, why don't you plug it?
You can find us on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and Twitch and YouTube and Patreon and all of the social media platforms probably. And that's at Judgies Pod. JUDGIES. And if you would like to send us a listener submitted sound or a story, you can do that by sending us an email at judgiespod@gmail.com. If you want to send us stuff in person, then you can send that to P.O. Box 58, Ottawa, Illinois 61350. And if you would like to fuck off, fuck off.
Hey, and I think I'm going to start hating my job here real soon, so go subscribe to us on Patreon so I can quit my job, guys. I'm begging you now.
If we get to 1,300 patrons, Christian quits his job. We get bonus weekly episodes.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
There's no pressure on me, but the pressure's on you, listeners.
We love you guys. Thanks for another great year. Hugs and pisses.
Hugs and pisses to all. Josh, any final thoughts?